Welcome to the final day of Busweek 4. So far, we've checked out a BCI Proma LF at Hornybrook Bus Lines, a Mercedes 0405NH at Thompson's, a Volvo B7 RLE at Transdev, and a Volvo B12 BLEA from Clark's Logan. Today, we're finishing off Busweek 4 with a Scania K230UB from Park Ridge Transit, fitted here with a Northcoast-Gemilang body. Today's ride starts at Browns Plains Bus Station, which is served by Brisbane Transport, Park Ridge Transit and Logan City Bus Service. Park Ridge Transit has quite a varied fleet, but there are plenty of Scanias, including this one that they use. This review used footage from a few separate K230 journeys. Once underway, you can see the approach to interior design is a bit different to what the big three manufacturers do. For starters, you're not going to see a heap of handrails up the back of the bus, or lots of hand grips dangling down from the ceiling. Instead, you get light blue powder-coated handrails that follow the roof line. It's basic and it's no nonsense, but it works. Apart from the P546, most Park Ridge services don't tend to carry lots of standing passengers. The seat fabric, on the other hand, is very familiar, with the Bustech style seat fabric used and blue panelling below the window line. Speaking of that window line, glass area is quite generous at the front of the bus, but quite lacking up at the back. Before we get onto specs, let's have a bit of a listen to this bus. As you may have guessed, the K230 comes with 230 horsepower, but also has 1,050 Nm of torque, and probably a 6-speed ZF gearbox. What I'm not so sure on is whether it's a Euro 4 or Euro 5 diesel. Either way, these Scanias aren't powerhouses, but they do cope well enough with the day-to-day running that you need. They're also a little bit smaller than the typical city bus. I think they're around 11.5 metres long instead of 12.5 metres, which makes them a little more manoeuvrable, which is great for suburban streets. Inside, as I said before, they are a no-nonsense design, and this is evident with those seats, being simple padded plastic buckets. And the stop bell layout? Well, almost all the stop bells are placed on the window surrounds, and that means there's less reasons for these buses to rattle, even though they still do. There are also a surprising number of hand grips located at the front of the bus, and of course a teeny tiny little bus stopping light, which is difficult to see if you're sitting any way further back than the front few seats. Overall, these are actually quite an interesting bus, especially compared to the plethora of custom Bustech and Volgren bodies. But perhaps they haven't thought things through quite as well as the main brands. Anyway, I think it's time to finish my journey on board this K230 for a little while. Thanks for joining me on Busweek 4, and I will see you again soon.